9 minutes until showtime. Eight minutes until showtime.
No cuss.
There's no I in team.
Well, ain't no we either.
Seven minutes until showtime.
Hit. To the green. Oh, hold on.
Brian, can you hear me through the
Okay.
microphone, bud?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Okay, great. I can hear you perfectly clear.
All right, cool.
Cool. Awesome, buddy. I'm going to hang up
Yeah,
with you
so
here.
I'll listen to the show, and then I don't know if Tony wants to talk to me. I just push the red button, right?
Yeah, if we,
we'll do that.
I'll take care of that. I'll manually put you on.
Yeah, no, you'll
Okay.
you'll never need to put anybody. You'll never need to push the red button on your end, because if Tony
Okay.
tries to come over to you, he'll confirm that you're there. Or
6
Luigi will.
minutes
Then he'll
until showtime.
Luigi will switch over to the red.
Okay.
All right, Brian.
Sweet. Thank you, Brian. I'm glad you're there.
Hey, brother, can you hear me? Brian, can you hear me? Did he hang up?
No, I didn't hang up.
Okay.
I didn't hang up. I moved myself into the listen only.
Okay, good. You can hear me okay, though?
Yeah, I'm fine.
Actually, the delay is gone, too.
So everything's working.
Everything's working
swimmingly
pretty
so
good.
far?
Everything's working pretty good, Brian.
There you go. Look at
Everything's
that.
working pretty good. All right, well, we'll hang tight. I am going to put you in the. I'm going to mute you. Actually, no, I'm going to put you. I'm sorry. I'm going to put you in the call screen, and you won't
Okay.
be able to hear anything. Okay.
Yeah.
What was that?
I said I'll probably put
5
myself
minutes
back.
until showtime.
Yeah,
Show
put,
starts,
yeah.
but-
Put yourself back to the call screen spot. Okay.
Sure.
I'll put you on the
All right.
headphones. I'm going to mute you now. I'm going to put you on the headphones. Okay.
All right.
Later, buddy.
Thanks. See you.
Recorder started.
4 minutes until showtime. Three minutes until showtime. Two minutes until showtime.
Okay, don't worry about it. Enjoy the win, man.
1 minute until showtime. Your show will go live in 5 seconds. 4, 3, 2, 1.
In the summertime when the weather is high. Hot town, summer in the city, back of my neck getting dirt and gritty.
Show, and there's nothing wrong with your set. That bright light that you see, it is not an eclipse. It is just Tony Bruno's noggin. I'm Stuart Scott.
Don't diss the dome, man. Don't let me hurt you, Stuart.
No, it's just jealousy because Ebony Magazine even said last year bald men are sexier.
No question about it.
Hey.
Oh, now It's summertime, 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 summertime.
Are we on the air?
Yeah. Like it when the girls stop by in the summer.
Hey, you in the back with those French braids. What's your name?
You better ask somebody.
Albuquerque. Drums, please.
Here it is, a groove slightly transformed. Just a bit of a break from the norm. Just a little something to break the monotony.
Here is Tony and Bruno. Tony and Bruno. It's time for the show.
And do not attempt to change the channel.
In the summertime, where it's not the heat, it's the stupidity that gets you all the time. Hello there. Welcome to the podcast on a very hot, and it's not just hot here, it's hot. It's global warming. The Antarctic ice caps are breaking off. Hopefully they come over this way and cool things down a little bit.
Damn, I know.
Did you see that one of the biggest icebergs is now cracked? Al Gore went nuts today. I sent him $1 million. Says, go away. Go fix it. Go get Leonardo DiCaprio's yacht, tie a rope around that iceberg, and pull it back.
Well, Leo didn't really do too well with icebergs, Tony, so I can understand why they probably caused concern there.
That's a good
one. One of my least favorite movies of all time.
Titanic. Awful. Oh, God, it was so horrible acting, horrible everything. Yes, it was.
The only problem I have with Titanic is they couldn't make a movie about the disaster, so they made a love story about one of the greatest disasters in history.
No, I mean, I'm like, the premise I thought was actually fine, but there were so many holes in it and the biggest one.
The biggest hole was the plot.
No.
Before it hit the iceberg was the exact hole.
No, seriously, the
hole didn't even have the biggest hole in that story.
The biggest hole of all was
Kim Kardashian?
No,
I'm sorry,
that they both could have fit on that stupid little floaty thingy.
All the bitch had to do was scoot over. Jack lives.
Seriously.
I mean,
exactly.
There was more than enough room.
Outrage.
That's Miss Robin. She hates actually, she likes a lot of bad movies that I won't even watch. Luigi's here, and Anthony Gargano will be here momentarily.
He's forgotten, he grew up here, but he's forgotten the parking situation.
No, he didn't forget. He knows the parking. He's down there all the time.
Oh, he's having a hard time finding parking.
There were 2 spots on the street for the last hour.
I know. If he'd gotten here on time for dinner, he would not have had a problem.
We're paying him a lot of money to show up on this podcast.
Yeah,
exactly.
We're paying him double what we pay Luigi.
Exactly.
It's an outrage is what that is.
We're paying him with wine. That's what we do on this show.
We kicked that box yet?
Just about.
Just about.
We're doing a box of wine tonight.
In celebration of Amazon Prime Day of what's in the box. We're drinking box wine.
Amazon Prime, baby, or as Robin calls it, every day.
Every day, exactly.
Yeah. She doesn't wait for Amazon Prime Day. It's like waiting for Valentine's Day or waiting for Christmas or waiting for
I have not had a
birthdays.
package arrive in a long time. What's
I think
wrong,
Robin
Tony?
may have done something that's not humanly possible.
Can I say, is that what she said right there?
Robin did not order anything that I know of on Amazon Prime Day.
That's pretty good right there.
Yeah, that's pretty good. Exactly. I did not even realize what I was saying.
What's in the box? Wine's in the box. And before you start ripping us, because we are wine, in fact, the wine cellar is almost ready.
Yes, it is, Tony.
In fact, we have to go, we're in the dining room, not in the living room. We've been doing the show in the dining room.
No, we're not hanging out with Sonny Hill.
No. Sonny has the living room, that's his. But we're going to go in the wine cellar in a couple of weeks. We'll be taking the show downstairs to the cooler and soon to be completely refixed, finished. I'm putting the molding up. We're down to the absolute finishing touches. Miss Robin took an entire couch apart.
I did.
Staple by staple. Inch by inch.
And I documented the entire thing and posted it. So if you go onto our Facebook pages, you can see what happened. So this is what happens when your parents get you a fantastic wine cellar housewarming gift. And in South Philly, if it's a piece of furniture, you don't get to bring it through the front door. Oh, no.
We took it through the window.
You bring it through the window.
Part. We had to take the window out because it's 36
and
inches.
And I take full responsibility because I measured and made sure, because I knew it wasn't going to fit through the door. I measured the window, making sure it was going to fit, but never in a million years did I think that I would have to measure the staircase.
Tony, I'm just waiting for you to give me the okay for this.
For what? Give her one of
But
those.
you can't do that because I fixed it.
You have any idea?
I fixed it. So our staircase was even narrow. Like I figured that with all the open spaces and the you could on Friends, that famous scene where he keeps saying pivot, pivot.
No, Friends was the end of sitcoms.
Okay,
Once Friends came on the air, I proceeded to stop ever watching any sitcom that came afterwards.
There is a very famous GIF and meme that gets played all the time where the guys in Friends are trying to bring a sofa up the staircase.
They're all dweebs. They couldn't bring a sofa in if it fit.
But what happens is that they're trying to go around the corner, and one of them they keep yelling pivot, pivot. So that's what I thought we could do. I thought that we could stick one part down, and then we could pivot, and then get the thin part down, and then pivot again, and
we tried it again. And Luigi was here last Friday, getting ready to go to the Phillies game. So Robin says, "Oh, let's take the sofa down," and I said, "I don't know if it's going to fit. Let's not." So we try to get it down. Luigi breaks his wrist.
I bent my wrist backwards.
Bent his wrist backwards.
My right hand, too, which is my...
We wrecked this couch, ripped the leather. We try to ram it down there, and it wouldn't go down. We take it up. Luigi then can't find his ID.
I can't find my work.
So then he's going crazy. So he drives to the Navy Yard near the Phillies game, and then he says, "I can't get to work. I don't have my ID. It's Friday." So then we find it after he leaves. I jump on the scooter with his ID,
it's the greatest thing
go
ever.
50 miles an hour down Broad Street, all the way to the Navy Yard, south at the end of South Broad, near the sports complex. I get Luigi, and he jumps on the back of the scooter and rides bitch.
I rode bitch on the scooter to Citizens Bank Park.
If I could only have gotten that on video.
How about the chicks? How about the chicks who pulled up next to us, Tone? What'd I say? It's the only way to Uber right here.
Exactly
baby.
right. Those chicks wanted to ride.
That's right. We went nuts to butts, but it worked.
They wanted action on the scooter. And so did I, but I had to come back.
Tony pulled me right to the left field gate too. It was beautiful, man.
I think action on the scooter would be a little awkward.
No, it wouldn't. Have you tried it?
No, actually, it's one of the few locations.
Get out! Get out!
I think it would be awkward.
Tony, we got. Believe it or not, we actually have phone lines already lighting up.
The phone lines are lit up at 717.
We have tons and tons and tons of people that have been joining us.
What's the phone number again?
717-363.
363 Tony. Okay, I always get the middle part, the 363. 717-363-TONY or 717-363-8669 if you're numerically challenged like I am. We got baseball. We got NBA. Luigi and I may argue NBA tonight.
Possibly.
Then again, we may not.
No, we're feeling kind of good today, Tony.
And we have the All-Star break in baseball has come and gone, and the Phillies are 29-58 at this juncture. 87 games in, so we're past the actual halfway point of the season. 81 games. We're 6 games past the midway point officially. 75 games left to go. And we like to keep tabs of this stuff. For the Phillies to win 73 games, which was the number in Las Vegas pre-season, right? 73 and a half, I believe, was totals. And everybody went over except Robin, who said 69. But she says 69 all the time because that's her favorite number.
Exactly.
But who isn't?
Hey.
Well, Luigi went what, 80, 81?
I went optimistic this year. I went 81 and 81. So I'll put him at 500.
And what did Joe Corrado go?
Same thing, 81 and 81. Because Joe and I had that bet last year.
I think I went 80 or 79, something like that.
We had a bet for straight cash last year, which I lost. I took the under, and the team overachieved. This year, they blow, and I lose. I could have cashed easily this year.
Where were they at again?
They're at they're 29.
29 wins, 58 losses, 87 games
They're abysmal.
There are 75 games left in the season. For them to win 73 games, they would have to go 44 and 31 the second half of the season.
They might not even make 69.
No.
68 and 0 you won. You know what I'm saying?
You think this team that won 29 out of 87 games is going to win 44 out of 73 games?
Hell no.
Holy criminy.
Now, the one good
Criminy, is that a word?
Yes,
now,
it
as you
is.
can see, I'm wearing I've had this shirt for a couple of years now. It's not a trust the process shirt.
You have to stand up just a little bit, Tony, so that they can see you. There you go.
I am pissed off.
Exactly.
There
it's
you
the
go.
Phillies logo in pissed. And I've been wearing this for a couple of years. I'm not pissed. They got rid of everybody and wanted everybody gone. They got rid of Cole Hamels. They got rid of Ryan Howard. They got rid of Chase Utley. They got rid of everybody, right?
Jimmy Rollins gone.
Jimmy Rollins are all gone. They hung on too long. They tried to keep it going, and it didn't work.
Well, they kept the core together. They brought in all the pitching.
Exactly.
And it just blew up, man.
And so now they got a bunch of guys who are not very good, but they've got a ton of guys in the minor leagues. And so while we talk about teams you know, like the Sixers and all these young teams that have players
I
about
hear
to
the
come
door.
in. At least the Phillies are loaded in the farm system. And you'll see these guys coming up in August, right? If not sooner. Ladies and gentlemen, he is here now. Did he find a place to park? Did he lose? Who's this Christian Carter? Walk from where?
From the dockside.
Oh, you did?
From dockside?
No, you didn't.
Yeah.
You walked all the way from dockside.
It's my fault because I didn't realize we actually go live. Listen.
We're doing live.
I'm Potts. Right, Uncle Tony?
I'll say a phrase that only maybe us three will understand. But malad. You know, that's what that is.
CCC.
Exactly what that is.
CCC.
Did you really walk?
Yes.
You didn't take Uber?
No, I like to watch beautiful.
Beautiful. It's 100 degrees out. The humidity's like 1,000%. I'm sweating sitting here thinking about you walking.
It is warm.
You look fantastic.
I do. I look just like you. I didn't shave.
You look awesome.
We got a wine for you with some cold water.
Oh, this is beautiful.
Now, what's Christian Carter? Who is that?
He's an up-and-coming fighter from South Philadelphia.
Okay. How do I not know
really
this guy?
Good kid. This kid is, his father Frankie's a great man, and the kid has got
Italian?
talent. What do you think? He's terrific. He's unbeaten.
Is he
just fought at the
lower weight class? Not a heavyweight,
he's a
right?
flyweight. He just fought at the Tropicana this past Friday. Terrific. Knockout, won by a knockout. Great kid.
Oh, good. We like to promote. You know,
right, that's what
we
we're
had
about.
Eddie Alvarez on the show last year before he was getting ready to fight McGregor, remember? And Eddie Alvarez, a great kid from Port Richmond, Fishtown area, northeast Philly.
We were rooting for him.
Everybody was rooting for him.
I know. It's a shame.
It was a bummer.
I'll say one thing.
But you always represented, Tony.
Well, this is who I am. You know, where are we?
Yes.
Where are we here?
We are. This is so awesome. First of all, we are in Tony's living room. Tony and Robin's
dining room now. Sonny Hill has the living room.
That's right. This is literally the dining room. I got a glass of wine. We're off Passyunk Avenue in the heart of South Philadelphia.
Can you get any more South Philly than this?
No, you can't. I got to tell people.
Bobby Rydell would die if
The
he were
people
here.
are because I posted. Well, first of all, let me say this is epic because for however this happened, I don't know. You guys have never been on the air together ever. Not even a pop. Not even a commercial.
You know why?
Nothing.
Let me explain why. Because when in 2000 when I moved to Los Angeles to start Fox Sports Radio, Anthony was just starting to blow up in Philly, right?
Yeah, I actually was still in New York, and I just said I was getting ready to work for the Inquirer at that point. So
I didn't get to see him or talk to him when he was doing local radio. So I was there 11 years while his career was ascending in radio from writing.
Right, because you were a legit journalist at that time,
yes,
right?
You're
not a legit journalist anymore?
No,
I used to be a legit journalist too, man. I got all these awards. I'm going to put them up in my basement and say, look, I actually won journalism awards back in the day, and sports awards, and documentary awards. And then everybody's like, who gives a shit? Nobody cares.
Yeah, but you know what, though? I did. I always respected you, not only as an incredible talk show host, engaging, just organically funny, but for people, to me, to be as funny as you are, you have to be smart. You have to be intelligent, because that's the root. Humor, the root of humor, true humor, is intelligence. And you've always exhibited that.
Well, I don't know where I got it.
I was a big fan. No, again, you don't understand. Like, growing up, I was a big fan of yours. We were actually at Fox Sports Radio at the same time. I was working weekends while you were doing your daily show, and always had great admiration for you.
Well, thanks. You know, and obviously Anthony's another guy. Anthony L. Gargano, Anthony J. Bruno.
I know.
And then Luigi, what's your middle initial?
Carmine Curto.
Luigi C. Curto. Carmine?
Yep.
Now, is that grandfather? Who's Carmine?
That's my father.
Your father's name is? I didn't know that.
Yep.
Seriously,
it's a great name.
Yep.
Carmine?
There has to be mafia in
why?
Familia somewhere or another. Yes, it is.
No,
but
the mafia's not even in Sicily anymore.
My second point. So not only is this the first time that you guys are ever on the air together,
But no,
ever.
we've known each other though. So
Yeah, you guys have known each other, and you became friends.
Yeah.
But you've never been on the air, and you guys are both from South Philly.
Yes.
Now a lot of people are saying, "Oh, you're not really from South Philly," but you are. I mean, you really technically are.
Well, yeah. Well, we moved. We were in grade school. I was in 7th grade. Moved to Jersey, and then came over.
But
we always would come back, right? And then when I moved back from New York, I lived right off of South Street for the last 20 years, and then moved to the dockside.
There you go.
And we were neighbors at Dockside. We see them all the time.
And you're always down here.
Yeah, well, my cousin has a store two blocks away. It's Boys Town, Girls Town.
I know.
And this is where we used to get our school clothes.
School uniforms there.
I keep thinking that wondering if I can get away buying something for myself in there. Or maybe technically it would be for Tony. I'm not sure.
Oh, you want to go school? They have something in Robin's size, like a Catholic school in your uniform. I wonder how many like grown women go in there.
You'd be surprised.
School uniform.
Yes, it is. He does do a lot of that business,
I'm just
particularly
saying.
around Halloween. So you know.
What grade are you in, lady?
Yeah.
I mean, seriously.
I'm going back to school. I didn't get my. I didn't graduate. I'm going to go back to 8th grade and redo it.
I need to get my. I need to get my GED.
My Goretti skirt.
Exactly.
I need, little.
See, when I went to Newman, because Newman and Goretti are now one school, because that's what's happening.
You had no women.
I went to Newman, but then I used to go down to Goretti when I'd come back home, because Newman was at 26th Street, and Goretti is still where it is at 10th Street, down there more in Morris, and we would go down there and wait for the girls to come out and check out the high school girls coming out, because you know what they say about those high school girls, man.
Yeah, you get older, they stay the same age.
Exactly right. Exactly.
All right.
Now, Anthony Gargano is a big movie buff. Luigi knows like every movie from every mob. He only knows every line from every mob.
That's not true. I quote other stuff too.
He knows pretty much every line from every movie.
Not every movie.
So one of my all-time favorites was on yesterday.
What was on?
It was on Stars. It's a British gangster film. Came out in 2000.
Which one?
It's called Sexy Beast.
Oh, I saw the previews for that. Yes.
Hey, woman.
I don't think I've ever seen it.
Have you seen Sexy Beast?
No.
So it's about a retired British gangster who's living in Spain. And the movie opens and he's baking. He's out there right by his pool, and he's got a pack of cigarettes.
Who's the lead in this? Because I saw it on the Stars Rundown.
Well, Ben Kingsley.
Ben Kingsley's
is a scary guy. He plays Don Logan, who goes and recruits our lead actor to come back and do one last job, and it's a good movie.
And who was the lead actor? I saw it last night. I never heard of it.
Ray Winstone?
Ray Winstone, yeah, thank you. Ray Winstone was in the Boston movie, the Scorsese Boston movie.
I'm not a big mob movie guy, believe it or not. Luigi's a mob movie guy.
The Scorsese Boston movie.
Yeah.
The one with the one about the Whitey Bulger?
Nicholson,
Whitey Bulger?
yes,
Not the Whitey Bulger.
Oh, no, he's about The Departed.
Departed. He's in The Departed.
Okay.
Ray
I saw
Winstone.
The Departed, but there was the more recent one, which was based on Whitey Bulger.
I saw that. Johnny Depp's in that.
Yeah, what's that one called?
That movie's all right.
Yeah.
Johnny Depp played Whitey Bulger, right?
Wasn't it just called Whitey or something like that?
No, it had a different name.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, but you're right. The Departed was much better than the Johnny Depp one.
Oh yeah, The Departed.
But Ray Winstone is actually in The Departed, playing one of Whitey Bulger's crew, Jack Nicholson's crew.
Oh, this is funny. The Wikipedia page, when I pulled up Sexy Beast, it actually has a photograph. The poster for Sexy Beast is him baking right by his pool.
Yeah, it's such a great movie. It's a great little movie. Costs you very little make.
I watch it late at night. That's what I do late at night. It's like 11 o'clock. I'm like, I don't want to go to bed yet. I go through Stars. I go through HBO. Never has any good movies.
No.
They're showing movies. They keep showing the same movies from the 80s and 90s.
People are checking in on Facebook Live. It was Black Mass. Black Mass.
Yes.
That's the Whitey Bulger movie with Johnny Depp playing Whitey Bulger. That was the most recent. The Departed was like 10 years ago. That was a great movie.
Incredible.
That was the Irish Mafia.
Yes. And did you see what he's coming out with? You know the
not the South Philly guys. They're not doing a Joey Merlino movie, are they?
No.
Oh, no, Skinny Joey.
But however, they're doing the movie. There's a book called "I Heard You Paint Fences," and this goes way back to when you go back to Angelo Bruno and all these guys.
Not related, by the way.
All these guys.
People thought that my career, the reason I started in radio at age 18 was because I had Larry Kane, who used to be the #1 actor at Action News at Channel 6 here in Philadelphia, ABC, forever. When I worked with Larry when I was 18, and he was the #1 news guy, and he would say, you got to get me an exclusive interview with Angelo Bruno. And he actually thought that Angelo Bruno was my uncle. Even he grew up right around here. At Snyder Avenue, a couple blocks from here where I grew up. And there was no relationship between Angelo Bruno and myself. And I said, if Angelo Bruno was my uncle, would I be schlepping overnight for 7 years before I got a break in the daytime radio?
Probably not, Tony.
There is. It's funny because there's a bar not far from 12th and Tasker. Used to be the 12 T bar. So my grandfather used to run that bar, and it was an Angelo bar, and it was. And they were. I think they were friendly. put it like
Well,
that.
it's like 50 yards, not even 20 yards from here, there's an old Cafe International,
Yes.
which is where all the mob guys used to hang out. And the amazing thing is that place was happening 25 years ago, and they had lattes, they have a cappuccino machine. It was a real coffee shop.
Tony, that's
and it's closed.
That's what my dad ran Italian social clubs.
Yeah.
That's all it was. But I mean, it was literally out of the movies. You come, I mean, they're closed now, so I can say it doesn't matter. But you come in, and there's a coffee shop up front. You go in the back, you go downstairs,
Video games,
the poker machines, the poker tables, the craps tables. That's all it was.
Yeah.
There was $18 in the register, but we had a nice house. That's all I cared about.
This place has been closed for 20 years, and now the coffee craze is hot. There's a coffee shop every 10 feet with beautiful machines and the cappuccino
but the guys that go to these
machines.
coffee shops, the social clubs, you're not really. You go to have your espresso, but you're there the BS. You're talking. You're playing Scoba. You're playing Scala Quadrata. You're playing all those games. Yeah, you're playing all those games. I hustle a little bit, man.
I think Luigi's a real gangster. See,
I'm
people
not a
think
real
I'm a gangster. But Luigi, I believe, has mob ties.
So-
Although he never wears them. I don't understand why.
Going back to, I
next
heard you
two
paint.
sticks,
I heard you paint houses.
I heard you paint houses.
It is now going to be The Irishman.
Yes,
The movie is The
yes,
Irishman.
that's the movie.
Is this another Whitey Bulger movie?
Well, it's Scorsese. No, it's actually about.
It's Hoffa.
Yeah, it's so the guy who actually professes to kill Hoffa.
Sheeran.
Yes, he's from Philadelphia.
Right.
He's the guy who killed a lot of the roofer guys here. So you go back into the 60s and 70s. This guy, the reason why he said, I heard you paint houses, is because of the blood that would spray.
So it's Frank
you
the Irishman Sheeran.
Yes.
And the Jimmy Hoffa story, and it's going to be a major motion picture
Has it been
directed
filmed already,
by.
or is it?
No, not yet.
It's supposed to be directed by Martin Scorsese and starring De Niro and Al Pacino.
What about my boy from California? He's not in this. He's in every mob movie.
Oh, I'm sure he'll be in there.
What guy, Tony? What are you talking about?
Leo Rossi.
Leo Rossi.
Leo, yeah.
Leo Rossi's in every mob movie. How's he not in this one?
There's no way that he would not be in this one.
When I met Leo at Dockside, I never met this guy before my entire comes, hey, get over here. He gives me a hug. He's holding me like he's my dad. I'm like, yo, Leo.
He's the best. Leo
He's
Rossi is
awesome,
one of the greatest guys on earth.
Leo. He's an amazing guy. And you know what he is? He's a very good writer.
Yeah, he's a phenomenal writer.
Really
Producer.
good. Yeah.
Plus, he's been in so many. I always joked him when I see him. I said, Leo, all the great movies, you know what my favorite movie was? And I say this to the other guy who was in the movie, too, and he hates me for it. Maniac Cop. Remember Maniac Cop? There were two of them.
Oh,
No.
You know who
so
the Maniac
fantastic.
Cop was? Another Italian actor.
Who, Tony?
But he was the lead in it. What's the dude's name? He's like, wow, he sings Sinatra now. He sounds great. The famous Italian actor.
Richard Grieco.
No.
Richard Grieco.
That's you.
Richard
You look like Richard Grieco.
You know Richard Grieco was married to, right, for a long time?
I have no idea.
What was it? I saw them on Bourbon Street at one of the Super Bowls at like 2 in the morning. There's a what's the burger place that sells the little ones on
White
Bourbon
Castle.
Street? White Castle. I saw Richard Grieco and his wife coming out of that White Castle at like 2 in the morning on Bourbon Street in New Orleans. I think it was 80 when the Eagles were in the Super Bowl in 81 when I was there in New Orleans. Richard Grieco. I can't remember now. I can't remember anything now all of a sudden. What the hell happened to me? I need some Adderall.
I have some
Yes, you
Adderall in
do.
my pocket.
Maniac
Actually,
Cop. Who was the lead actor? And we know the guy.
Yeah, but the original Maniac Cop was Bruce Campbell, Tom Atkins, Richard Roundtree. But you are thinking of he did not have. I mean, he had a lead role, but he wasn't like the lead.
No, the Maniac Cop was this Italian actor who sings Sinatra, and now I can't think of his name.
He's Joe
He's a
Piscopo?
real conservative guy, old school guy.
Old guy?
He was in the Goonies. He was in the Goonies.
Hold on, I'm getting there. I think
He was in Maniac Cop 1 and 2, Robin.
I'm looking,
He's got
Tony
a bad
Bruno.
complexion. I can't think of it. It bothers me now.
Was he in the James Bond movie?
Hold on.
Yes, he was one of the
Robert
villains.
Davi.
Yes, yes.
Hello.
All right.
Robert Davi was not until Maniac Cop 2.
Are you sure? I
Yes.
thought he was in both
So
of them.
how is he? Was he a cool guy?
Yeah,
he seems like a cool
Robert
guy.
Davi has the most amazing voice.
He sings like
Does he
Sinatra.
really?
Oh my gosh.
He's unbelievable.
It's
You would think
fantastic.
you're listening to Sinatra when he sings.
Get
Yeah.
out of here.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's the only guy that I think I've ever heard that I truly feel embodies the timbre and sound of Sinatra.
Wow.
So we met
Yeah.
Robert Dahl because we when we lived in L.A. and we would go to San Francisco, we'd host this NIAC dinner, the National Italian American Foundation.
yeah.
So I got to host it once. And
Did you really? That's awesome.
And then so Nancy Pelosi comes in, and this unbelievable. It was the Fairmont Hotel in San Francisco, right?
Well, that one wasn't where Nancy Pelosi was. The one where Nancy Pelosi was down in L.A. when
That's
we were
right.
at
The one in San Francisco was the one I hosted. The one in L.A. was the one we did our show live,
Right.
and we had access to everybody. We were the only show there. So Nancy Pelosi comes in. I'm interviewing everybody was there.
So we're in the front lobby.
John Favreau, who I didn't know was Italian.
Is he really?
Yeah. You know John Favreau's Italian?
I do know.
Who knew?
You knew that?
So we're in the front lobby. We're doing the show
Tommy
live.
Lasorda, everybody's
coming over, and all of a sudden, they tell, except for us, because we had already gotten cleared, everybody from the lobby had to clear out, and there's these guys in black suits and earpieces, and we're like, what's going on? What's going on? It's Pelosi coming in with her, entourage.
Well, no, it's her Secret Service.
Yeah, her Secret Service.
She was the Speaker of the House, Robin.
But we're live.
Secret Service protection.
I know, but we're live, and so we can't stop the show.
Yeah, this is when you're on Fox.
Yeah.
Yes, we were doing
So-
it was a real radio
so
show.
we're
Not
live-
like this.
And Tony's right in
whatever
the middle of
this
the
is.
Hey, take it easy. We vacuumed. Take it easy. We vacuumed.
So we're right in the middle of a segment, and as Pelosi is being ushered in through the lobby, she does like a double take and then like not a triple, like a third one. She looks back and then she says something to her Secret Service, and then she keeps walking.
Shut the fuck up and go
No, that's Senator John
Yeah,
Byrne.
Senator John Byrne. So then all of a sudden the Secret Service walks over, and we're like, oh crap, like what's going on? And the Secret Service waits until we're at a commercial, and he leans over and he goes, excuse me, Miss Pelosi has requested she would love to meet Mr. Bruno. Because she listens to him all the time, because her husband is a huge fan, and whenever they get in the car, they're listening to Tony.
Oh, that's because I was on in San Francisco for 17 years.
Sure.
So anyway, that was fun. So we get to see a lot of people. So you meet, when you're in LA and you're in New York, we meet people here in Philly too. But when you're in
Not
LA,
at that magnitude, right?
Yeah, in LA and New York, everybody's there. And so you can't. We go into a restaurant and there's and now we're not celebrity hunks, but when you host an event like the NIAP
that's
thing,
a big deal.
It is a big deal. It was nice, black ties. So it was a lot of fun. We had a lot of great pictures from that too.
Who else was there?
Wow, you name it. I mean, Mike Piazza, Tommy Lasorda, John Favreau.
I had no idea that Piazza was so shy.
Yeah, he's a great guy. He covered him.
So nice, but he is so
I covered baseball.
adorably shy.
don't know how to.
He was a terrific guy.
He's
I love
really, really
I love
nice.
Mike.
Well, his dad still owns all
I
these
know,
car
but like-
dealerships up in Montgomery County.
You don't think of somebody that's that big as having like being almost painfully shy. Like he just but he was adorable. Like,
Yeah, he was a great
so
guy.
adorable.
The whole family was awesome. When he made his major league debut in Chicago, Wrigley Field. In fact, he went 4 for 5, had like 4 hits. It was an amazing debut. And afterwards, they all went to dinner, and I got invited to go with Vince and Tommy and Mike, and it was a great night. They're a wonderful family.
Yeah, no, they're great.
Oh, good for you.
Are you going to do that now, Luigi?
I'm happy for him. I'm just messing, man.
You see if we take you to.
we gotta go out.
I got to treat my family here. That's how we do it. Everybody in here, man. Come on.
Now, people that don't know this about, you talk about it on your show all the time. You did a movie?
Yes.
You've written some
I just
screenplays?
finished one now.
I'm waiting to read the script. Damn it!
I will email it to you tonight. How about that?
Good.
Yeah. Very excited.
Now, you did
I
the
like this
movie
one.
about the Mighty Max.
Yes. Yeah, it was a lot of fun.
Immaculata College, Robin.
Yeah.
That was before your time. Do you remember Immaculata College?
It was
I
a
heard of it. Basketball team?
Yeah, it's the first women's national championship.
Oh wow!
Kathy Russ, she was an amazing woman. She's married to Ed Russ, the NBA referee. And she was well ahead of her time.
Did we meet
She was an
her?
incredible thinker, like a great basketball mind. Now we're all basketball crazy. It's pretty cool here in Philadelphia. And she had this, she used to go to Knicks games and take notes, and she had incredible plays. And so back then, they
This is
didn't
a tiny little school here
Yeah.
in the Philly suburbs, Immaculata College.
and they taught, and she's a young girl. They give her the job, and she takes them, and she treats them, they're like trains them like they're an NBA team. It's a great story. It really was.
And
She
you
was
can
an
get that. Is
amazing
that on
woman.
Netflix?
Yeah, it's on Netflix.
It's called the Mighty Max.
Mighty Max, yeah.
Mighty Max movie.
Yeah, a lot of fun.
Absolutely.
Yeah, a lot of fun. It really was. Are you Sixered up?
I'm ready. I'm getting ready. You know what's interesting? I was on in San Francisco. I go on Damon Bruce's show every Tuesday in San Francisco. And so yesterday I'm on, and it's home run derby we talked about, and the All-Star game was last night. And I said, so what's the big story in San Francisco right now? The Giants stink, the A's stink, and he said, you know what everybody's talking about? Summer League basketball.
As they should be, man. As they should be.
I got to give the NBA this because, I go off on the NBA a lot on the show. Luigi and I argue. The NBA now they're like right behind the NFL when it comes to keeping their sport relevant year round.
Yeah.
Because what other sport does that? Seriously, the NFL is in this town. NFL is number one. The Eagles are number one 365 days a year. But remember, the last game hasn't January was the last game, right?
No, you're so right. I mean, think about what happened. Everyone talked about the finals because they own the sports landscape, right? Baseball's dead. They own the sports landscape. Here it is, LeBron, Golden State. Then it's right into the draft.
The lottery. No, first the lottery becomes a big deal.
And then the
draft. Right?
Yep.
Then during the playoffs. And then all of a sudden, boom, Summer League and all these hot rookies who got drafted, everybody wants to watch them play. Well, because in San Francisco, more people are watching the Warriors Summer League team than are watching the Giants or the A's.
Well, because face it, let's see, their Warriors are a lot more respectable at the moment right now than the Giants, the A's, the Niners, or the Rams, anybody out there.
No, you're right.
That's what they got, man. The NBA is king out there right now.
And Joel Embiid is he's the new Marlins man. You know, the guy, he's everywhere, man. He's shacking fly balls at the home run derby.
Isn't it cool? Like, that dude, to me, he's enjoying his moment. Like, I love this kid. Like, he wants to he looks at it and says, the world is just one big oyster, right? And I'm just going to enjoy myself. I love this kid.
And everybody who's around him. I remember 2 years ago, we went to the Chase Utley event down in the Bellevue. Right. And Chase Utley had his annual charity thing, and we were there, and our buddy John Andrasik from Five for Fighting was there. He was the entertainer.
Holy cow, what a fantastic event that was.
Yeah, and John Andrasik, we were friends, but we never met. Because when he was in L.A., he's a big hockey guy. You know, Five for Fighting, obviously, he's a big Kings fan. So he would call into the show all the time, and he would tweet. And
he actually called us from London. He was out in London doing a show, and he was listening to the show at like 3 a.m. London time, so that because he was up for a hockey game, I think, as well. So he was like watching the hockey game and listening to the Into the Night show at the same time. I forget exactly all the details.
So he
called us.
So he comes to Philly. He says, "Hey, I'm going to be at the Chase Utley event." So we got to meet him. We went there, and
so much
fun.
What
the hell was the point of the story? I forgot now.
Embiid?
Oh yeah, so we're at this thing, and there's an after party, and this was right after Embiid had been drafted, and he wasn't playing, and there were a couple guys at this after party at a club in town, and they're like, "Hey, I got Joel Embiid's on the line." I said, "You're kidding?" He said, "No, he's a buddy, and in fact, I'll show you a video." So he shows me a video of Joel Embiid on one of those the things that are now the obsolete.
Hoverboard.
The stupid hoverboards. When he said, "This guy's going to play. He's going to play." I said, "I hope so, man." So everybody was convinced that Embiid was going to play the first year, and then he had the relapse and he had the other problem. But everybody that hangs around this or sees this guy, he's like a kid.
Yeah, he is.
He's like a kid. And,
he is a kid.
And listen, I love Joel Embiid, and I hope he stays healthy. My biggest concern is, like the stuff with LeVar Ball going back and forth. I don't have a problem with it because if the president does it, why can't Joel Embiid do it? The difference is, the president can tweet and then people can rip him up and down. But if Joel Embiid gets hurt again, I think that they'll pile on. The haters will pile on him.
Rightfully so, too.
What's that?
And rightfully so, too.
Not rightfully so, because
LeVar Ball dropped the mic when he's basically like, how many games you played? I mean, seriously. I mean, stay healthy first.
I know you've talked about that. Listen, I don't care. If you tweet,
I don't care. I'll be honest with you. I think the guy's fun-loving.
Oh, I love him. I love him.
So here's the deal. I don't really. You can say whatever you want to say. Enjoy it. Go dance. Go sing. Remember, he caught a lot of flack.
Yes, he did.
Because he was dancing.
At the Meek Mill concert, whatever it was. Yep.
Like, who cares? Like, what are you kidding me?
Yeah, he's fine.
Like, what do you care? Like, he's enjoying himself. Let the guy enjoy himself. Yeah, to your point, if he gets hurt again, people will break his balls. But I think what will really happen is we'll curse the gods. We'll think that there's a conspiracy against us, and that's why. Look, when Markelle Fultz got hurt,
when Markelle Fultz went down, then you all of a sudden go, "Are you kidding me right now?"
I literally. I was about to go. I went on the balcony of our dockside. I was about to jump.
I know where that balcony is. It's not.
I almost jumped several times off of there.
I mean,
and I was at the very top.
Are you kidding
me?
No,
he's up on the 17. He was one floor above us.
Serious?
Were you a floor above us?
Yeah.
Oh, you were way up at the top then, right? Yeah, I was at the top too.
We were 16, we were 17.
If I went straight down feet first, would I survive that jump?
Probably not.
Do you have to go? Like I was trying to angle. I go, well, if I actually angle toward the cement, I'll do the job. But if you go out to the water...
No, I'm not talking about killing myself. I'm talking about can you hit the water?
Nah, you'll be fine.
I saw the Outrageous Acts of Science show, and that guy dove off this cliff like 100-something feet.
Yeah, Mexico.
But he could time it.
Yeah.
Tony,
it was a
we
world
were
record.
over at your son's house. You
so
could
Anthony-
barely go off the diving board.
Let me ask you a question real fast, Anthony, about this. So, in your opinion, who is more important to the Sixers' future? Is it Embiid or is it Simmons?
Simmons is going to be the.
This is what I mean, because people are worried about Embiid getting hurt and staying healthy. Whatever.
Simmons has to be real. Simmons is the most important. You know why? Because Simmons is going to be the one with the ball.
Correct.
Hands. So he's a face the basketball player. He's going to be what LeBron is.
Correct.
He's going to be the guy with Durant is. He's ultimately you want the ball in his hands come last possession, and whether he dishes to Embiid or faults or Saric or takes himself, it's all going to be in his hands.
Because I feel like everyone who's worried about Embiid's health, and which it is important. I mean, he is a phenomenal talent, and his progression as a player is going to be
He is the franchise.
It's going to be incredible to this team's
Embiid
advancement.
right now is the franchise.
Yeah, but here's the thing, though, is that compared to Simmons, Embiid being healthy now is a drop in the bucket. I think it's all on Simmons.
You're right.
It's all on Simmons because he's supposed to be LeBron light.
No,
you
you're
can
right.
take all the talent you want with the big man.
He's regal. I mean,
That's the thing.
I think we don't even realize how good he is. I got to see him in Summer League last year.
Dude, that small little taste, dude.
Oh, my God. It was like he saw the future with his passes.
No, I want this to work. And then, all these people are getting mad at me because I didn't like the whole tanking thing. And people, all these Hinkie guys are all over me. I just don't, listen, what Sam Hinkie did with maneuvering people and picks and stuff, that's fine. I'll give him credit for that. But to just purposely lose for season after season was something I didn't like.
Well, you look
that's
at
all I'm sorry. I hope it works.
You feel bad for the fans because, again, they had to suffer through all this. They had to pay through all
That's
this.
competition, right? So you're going, it's antithetical to a competition to lose on purpose. The only now this is why I was for it. The system's broke.
Yep. No doubt about it.
And ultimately, you're right. It's a sin against the game, but I need to get good. Basketball was irrelevant for years, and you're stuck in purgatory with Andre Iguodala and
Who's had 7 teams after him.
And you're not going to win. So you had to get really, really, I call it the Dante theory, where you had to get so bad. It's like Dante's Inferno. So instead of going up, you had to go down through the
Not
levels.
the restaurant Dante's Inferno.
Down through the levels of hell to then come on out in paradise.
I understand that. I mean, the Phillies are going through that. They got rid of all their guys, the older
they
guys.
might be light years away.
Yeah, but they got a lot of guys in the mind. The one thing difference between the baseball and the NBA, and obviously you don't need as many players in the NBA to be good, but the Phillies have been bad, and they've stockpiled their minor league system. And now everybody wants to see those guys come up because that's why you have these players, because you were bad, and now it's time to see those guys get better. But at least you can follow their progress in the minor leagues, which you can in basketball because the D League, and I've argued this for years, doesn't really develop anybody. If you're in the D League, you're either an old guy who's got nothing left and wants another shot, or you're not good enough to play in the NBA.
Or you're
for the most part,
basically.
there are guys here and there that come up. But for the most part, the NBA D League is a joke. Is it a developmental league?
No, you're right. I mean, they're trying to make it into what they call the G League now. That's Gatorade sponsored.
Yep.
So now they're trying to make it into that. But you're right. I mean, look, it's a way station. It's for guys that are just doing that. That's all. Really, the talent's coming from Europe, right? I mean,
Absolutely where it's coming from, man.
Those talent, the Sixers got this kid, Jonah Bolden. Did you see him in the summer league?
I didn't see him.
He's a 4-man. He's really good, Tone. He's really, really good. They got another really good pick.
Then this Furkan
like a
guy. This
Nikolai
Furkan
Mirotic.
guy, as they say in the
Korkmaz.
movie. What was the movie? Johnny Dangerously. This Furkan guy is really good.
This Furkan guy is really good.
This Furkan
One of the most underrated movies of all time, Johnny Dangerously.
Yes.
Did you ever see that movie?
He's like, you can't fight me. I'm too good. You're going to lose. It's one of the best things ever.
You're fired again ice hole. Yeah. And that's back when that stuff was like, oh, my God, he said fired again ice hole.
How
in the
Joe
movie.
Piscopo didn't bring home a statue, I have no idea. Beyond me, dude. Beyond me. But
Well, that's the second Piscopo reference.
that's right.
I know.
Wow.
But with Furkan, he's still got to grow into the NBA body. He's
He
still a little,
can shoot, man.
I know he can shoot from anywhere, but,
Yeah.
but the thing is that can he take the pound of the NBA
He
season?
looks really small. I mean, you can see him.
He's really little.
I mean, 6'6", 6'7", but he is sunken in. He needs to eat.
I want to
get
ask,
the weight room.
but if he can add my ultimate reason why I was against the tank.
Go ahead.
And it's because of the ownership group. Because the Golden State Warriors in 2010 were sold
Okay.
to Joe Lacob and Gruber, who was, I think, he was a big movie guy, right?
Yeah.
Was he married? No, he wasn't married to Barbra Streisand, was he?
No, but he's a big movie. You're right, big movie guy.
Gruber and Joe Lacob in 2010. You know how much they paid for the Golden State Warriors in 2010?
$400 million?
$450 million.
That's a pretty good guess by me right there, bro.
Thank you, Bob. Do you know what the Golden State Warriors, as of today, by Forbes magazine, are valued at?
$1.3 billion.
Jesus. Wait a minute. $2.6 billion. They have just moved into the third most valuable franchise in the NBA. So that's what the Sixers ownership group, except the Warriors weren't that bad in 2010. They were bad, but they didn't have to go into a tank mode because they didn't have to tank for Steph Curry. They didn't have to tank. Steph Curry wasn't a top 5 pick.
No, Steph and Clay and Draymond all got drafted.
Yeah, they drafted these guys, and they didn't have to worry about, I got to get a top 3 pick or I'm not going to be able to build a franchise. But they're now worth $2.6 billion, $450. What did the Sixers ownership group pay for this team a couple years ago?
Yeah, it's similarly on the lower end, it was a couple $100 million.
And I'll tell you what, and if this team starts, and I hope here's the reason I have a problem. Not a problem.
But
this is what I'm skeptical about.
That's what it is.
No, my skepticism is I hope that these guys who own the Sixers do what Joe Lacob and Gruber did, is instead of it's not dump it as soon as it becomes good and you flip a profit. Because obviously they made $2 billion profit in 7 years.
Yes.
Now the Sixers ownership group's going to have the same kind of situation. This team develops and becomes a playoff team, and a deep playoff team, and a championship team. You don't think the Sixers, because the Knicks are still worth a lot of money, as bad as they are, the Lakers are still a $2 billion team. The Knicks are a $3 billion franchise.
But look at what you're talking about, Tony. You're talking about the Garden, and you're talking about LA. So those two teams are never going to,
But
the value of those
the
teams.
Sixers are not even in the top 50 of the most valuable franchises not in all sports, not just in the NBA.
Sure.
You know who the most valuable franchise in the world is in sports?
FC Barcelona?
No, it's the Dallas Cowboys.
Is it
really?
I would have went soccer.
I thought it was Man U or
Barcelona. You know I love lists. Forbes came out today, the top 50 sports franchises in the world.
What do you got?
The Dallas Cowboys are number 1, $4.2 billion.
Jesus, Jerry.
The New York Yankees are number 2 at $3.7 billion.
How could Yankees, with baseball in its current state, even with Aaron Judge, and how could they still
It's
be
New York, it's the marketplace.
But the stadium's half empty most of the time, isn't it? I mean, people can't even afford to go around.
And then after that, you know what the next 3 are? Soccer teams. Man U, Barcelona, Real Madrid, all worth about $3.5 billion. And then the Golden State Warriors are moved up to 20th of all in all the sports. They weren't even in the top 50 last year. They're now the 37th most valuable, 20th most valuable, I should say, in all the sports. The Sixers don't even show up, but there will be.
Did the Eagles show up?
The Eagles are actually right behind the Golden State Warriors at number 22. The Eagles are worth $2.5 billion. What did Jeffrey Lurie pay for them? $2.5 million? $250 million.
Hell of an investment for Jeffrey.
Jeffrey Lurie paid $250 million. $248, and now he's got a franchise that's worth $2.5 billion.
Solar panels, man.
No doubt about it. The Eagles are worth more than 21 other NFL franchises, including the Pittsburgh Steelers, the Denver Broncos, the Miami Dolphins, the Green Bay Packers, and the Seattle Seahawks are not worth as much as the Philadelphia Eagles. Yeah, according to Forbes magazine. That's pretty amazing, isn't it?
Amazing,
When you think the Steelers, all the rings, yet the Eagles are not by billions, by about $500 million.
Yeah, I'm thinking, stadium, right? You got to look at teams that have new stadiums, and Heinz Field's relatively new.
And so is the Eagles Stadium. Yeah. So the bottom line is, even bad teams, the Knicks and the Lakers, are still number 1 and number 2 in the NBA as far as value, franchise value.
Are you
number
surprised?
1, Knicks and Lakers, 1 and 2, and then you know who the Celtics, Bulls, and Clippers have fallen behind the Golden State Warriors now. The Golden State Warriors have moved into number 3 ahead of the Knicks and ahead of the Clippers, the Chicago Bulls, and the Boston Celtics.
Well, the Clippers, rightfully so, should be falling off the cliff.
Yeah, I'm surprised the Clippers were top 3. They're one of 2 teams in sports that actually lost money last year. The Dodgers and the Clippers both lost money last year.
Didn't they have their own digital platform?
Yes.
They were actually broadcasting their games.
Yes. So there you have it, a little Forbes, because we're all Forbes guys. I believe I'm 1/1000th on the Forbes list of formerly successful radio.
I didn't crack that list, Tony.
Anyway, before you came in there, man, we were talking Phillies. 75 games left, 29 and 58. Can they go 44 and 31 to win 73 games?
But can I just point out your shirt?
You like it?
I love your shirt.
Somebody sent this to me a couple of years ago.
What a great shirt.
Is that a great? I should be selling these.
I know. Well,
I should be like Hillary
awesome.
Clinton. I should be selling T-shirts.
Oh,
now.
it's awesome. It's the
pissed
Philly,
off. As Harry Mays would say.
So good.
It's the Philly script that spells out pissed.
Yes.
And the blue star over the eye. It's a great shirt.
Because the Phillies have been tanking too, except they're getting picks, and we're seeing some of these guys in the minor leagues, and I hope they do the same thing this season.
Do you like Nick Williams? You like
I don't know.
Altuve?
I've seen them in the. I'm only seeing glimpses of them, but people want them up here. Don't you want them up here?
No, I do. Yeah, I'm with you.
I want all these guys up here.
Yeah, I keep waiting, and I think look. I don't know about Clintac. Here's the thing. Like I'm all for if you're analytics, you're an eye guy, whatever it is. But I haven't seen anyone that's any good, and they had no pitching.
Well, Aaron Nola's good. If he stays healthy, he's not dominant, but he's good.
Tony, I don't think I've ever seen a team filled with so many ifs in my entire life. Tony.
You think Aaron Nola's an if?
They
I
don't
think he's a 3.
That's what I said he's a 3. He's
a
hot
solid guy in your rotation. He's not your number one guy.
I'll give you that. Yep.
But he's a solid guy. He could be a Greg Maddux type. As far as
I
you
don't
don't
know,
have to
man. I don't
throw it
know about
hard.
Greg Maddux type, buddy.
I'm talking about a guy who could throw strikes, knows the play.
Yeah, but his curveball is way too inconsistent. It's way too inconsistent. And when his fastball loses movement, it loses all movement, and it's going straight down the
I'm
pipe.
saying he doesn't throw it at night. He doesn't throw.
Padres, that anemic lineup.
Absolutely.
I actually said when I was I said I was going to do my normal tweet that I used to do. Can you name 3 San Diego Padres? I watched the series and I still can't name 3 San Diego Padres. Can you name 3? The joke is, can you name 3 Padres?
No, I got Will Myers.
No, you got the wrong answer.
Jose Pirella.
No.
Well, I played in FanDuel.
It's
Padre for me.
Padre Pio. Padre Pio's number 1.
Padre Pio's number 1 in Philly. That's Padre Pio.
You got to name 3 Padres.
Padre Pio rules.
Pio's number 1. He's a saint.
Padre Pio.
Can I ask you a saint question?
Absolutely.
All right.
A sane question on this show?
Not
a
the
sane
Boondock
question.
Saints. No, not the Boondock
So
Saints.
I have a
Sane or saint can't really.
That's what I figured, Robert.
There ain't no saints here.
That's a sane question.
So I have a vision board.
A vision board?
In the studio.
Okay.
And on the vision board, we had Saint Servetus, who's the patron saint of the feet.
The feet?
Okay.
Yes.
Not the feet.
The feet. He's the patron saint of the foot.
Oh, okay. I thought you meant defeat.
No.
Of the feet.
Of
Okay.
of feet
Okay.
or the foot.
So
Saint.
Rex Ryan's a big fan.
Rex Ryan.
Yeah. So we have him here.
Do you have a problem with your feet? Is that
So
what?
no. We have him here to protect Joel Embiid's heel.
Okay.
Look out over Joel Embiid's heel.
When's his feast day? Because I know June 13th is St. Anthony Day.
That's ours.
That's why my name is Anthony. No, he has to have a feast day.
He does. I don't know. Miss
Look
Robin,
it up,
do you know
Robin.
when Saint Servetus feast day is?
I never even heard of St. Servetus.
Saint Servetus.
How do you spell
So I
it?
got mad, all right, at Saint Servetus.
St. Servetus?
I got angry at him because
How do you spell it? Do you know?
SERVI.
S-E-R-V-I-V-E-T-U-S.
St. Servetus.
Saint Servetus.
Leave the last S off for savings, Tony. As always.
So I got mad at him because Fultz got hurt. So I went in Monday morning and ripped the picture down of St.
Oh, so
Servetus.
you had his picture of him?
Yeah,
Because I
it's
have
on
my
the
mom's
vision board.
I got Padre Pio pictures everywhere.
I actually have audio of that.
We have tape?
What'd you say? Oh, yeah. You're talking to me all wrong. It's the wrong tone.
That is right
It's
there.
the wrong tone.
Okay.
Now, what movie is that from, Louis?
It's Joe Dirt, man.
Joe Dirt?
Saint
That's Christopher
Servetus
Walken and Joe
was
Dirt.
born Michael Servetus. But I'm trying to find. So
Doug
he
McGregor
was,
saying May
he
13th.
was born
May
Oh, nice.
13th?
May
We just
October
missed him then.
29th. He died October 27th. Why would their May 13th be his?
That's the day he was made a
Saint
saint then. It's not his birthday, right?
It's a saint day.
Yeah, it's not his birthday. It's the day that
Canonized,
you
yeah.
become
You're canonized.
When you're canonized is the saint the day.
That's your
Yeah.
saint day.
But I thought St. Anthony's the day
Don't you
is
understand?
either his birthday or his death. It's not when he was.
I think, no,
canonized.
that wasn't his birthday. That was my birthday, June 13th.
I'm so confused.
Wait, your
Robin-
birthday's June 13th?
That's why my mom named me Anthony. And my mom and dad, because I was born on St. Anthony's Day, and they didn't want to name me after my father because they didn't think Orlando, was
Would ever be popular.
Wow.
I know, right?
Serious? That would have been an awesome Orlando Bruno.
I know. Oh, baby.
That was his dad's name. Or
My mother back in the day, her name's Angelina, and Angelina was a pretty quiet name for a while. Now it's popular again.
The waitress from the pizzeria.
Exactly.
We all know her.
So that's why my mom and dad said, "Oh, hey, it's June 13th. It's St. Anthony's Day. Boom, Anthony Bruno."
That's awesome.
Now you weren't born on St. Anthony's Day, right?
I was not. No, I'm born in February.
But you have a family. Is somebody in your
We are
family?
all Anthony's.
So you're like George Foreman?
Yes. My mother made a novena to St. Anthony.
Nice.
She was very close to St. Anthony, and she promised that her firstborn would be named Anthony. My father's named Anthony. My grandfather's named Anthony.
Oh, okay.
There's a lot of
And
Anthony's.
you want your first son. Now your first son.
My first son is Antonio. He's
I don't got any Anthony's, man.
No?
No. I got my I'm Luigi.
Right.
My brother's name is Mario.
Get that.
And it has nothing to do with
the games, man.
Nothing to do with the Mario, bro. Mario and Luigi.
Oh, you know what's funny? That's amazing. I actually believe that, though. Like,
Here's crazy. You want to go next level?
I didn't even put two and two together.
You want to go next level? His wife, her name is Daisy. He married the princess.
Oh,
my God. My father's...
That's a great story.
Don't you think that they should be getting like kickbacks?
Yes.
Well, Charles Barkley said this. He's like, you need to contact Nintendo. I'm like, I've been trying. They don't listen though. I came out in 81. My brother in 83. Super Mario in 84.
I believe
I was named after my father's father. My brother was named after my mother's father. And then fast forward 20-something years, he finds some girl named Daisy and marries her.
That's a great story.
Isn't that crazy?
That's a great story.
Only difference is he's an asshole in real life, not in a video game. That's the only difference.
Do we have any Super Mario music?
Yeah,
to
I'm
play
sure I
on
can
your
find some.
behalf?
Now, speaking of, do we have any? We've been having our phone calls were lit up before we even started the show, and we have not gone to one single phone call.
Should we
since.
take a call in?
Sure.
I mean, I know that a lot of people have probably given up because they've been on hold for so long.
I know. Well, we had to get the show started.
I
and get
know,
rolling here.
but
I gotta tell you, I just love talk. I love doing this with you. I gotta tell you. You don't understand.
You walk like 2 miles in 100-degree humidity.
But you know what's funny is
Because there's a tail, not a microphone. Sweat.
We said this, like, you and I have never worked together.
I know.
Like, it's unbelievable.
I've worked with everybody.
Yeah.
That's crazy, man.
Everybody who's ever worked in this business, I've worked with, or at least done a show with, or been on a
Something.
show, or been a.
That's why it's hard to
called into
believe
a
that you
show.
guys didn't even.
We weren't even employed at the same place at the same time.
I know.
I know, but like never even a call in. That's
No.
just crazy.
Which is funny too, because they said you've worked with all his peers and vice versa, kind of thing. Pretty much, for the most part, kind of thing. It's just kind of it's amazing how you two have never just
in
come
this
together.
Incestuous city.
You even worked with Steve Mortorano.
Yes.
Not the other Steve Mortorano, who said,
Hop in. I got you.
Jim, how many days till Eagles training camp for the rookies and quarterbacks? 24. 12 days away from training camp. 12 days until. Now, when was your birthday, Jim? Oh, it was right before Saint Service. So what's the saint's name again?
Saint Servitus.
It's Cervix.
Cervix.
Not Saint Cervix. No.
I'm sorry. I'm messed up in the head. Sorry.
I hope we're
What
alive.
do you think? You believe in Wentz, Jim? Do you believe in Carson Wentz?
I don't think Jim has a chance. I mean, a choice.
Yeah, we don't have a choice.
Well, you've watched all those quarterbacks, Jimmy, right? Like you've seen them all. Do you have the gut feeling?
We lived through Pete Lisk. Well, do you have the gut feeling? John Kincannon and John Reeves. Remember John Reeves from Florida?
Who?
But
oh yeah, I know. It's been long, but you know what? I was a young kid. I saw. That's why I always go off on Cowboy fans. Not always, but you know the no Super Bowl thing, and I remind them that the NFL wasn't. It was discovered in 1960.
You still have championships before that.
Yeah,
right?
the Green Bay Packers don't have all Super Bowls. Most of them are NFL championships.
Sure.
So the NFL didn't come into existence in 1960. The Cowboys did. So the nonsense about it, Super Bowls, the Eagles don't have any Super Bowls. They don't have Super Bowls. They have NFL championships. And to not count those is ridiculous.
No, I know, but
to not count those as championships is ridiculous.
It is ridiculous. But the fact of the matter is, I mean, a team like this in this kind of market, I mean, by now should have won a Super Bowl. You should have won a Super
There's
Bowl.
no doubt about it. They should have won the Super Bowl in '81. They were favored over the Raiders. I was there sitting in New Orleans watching that debacle.
I still think.
And I knew it was over early when Kenny King went 80 yards. I'm thinking, uh-oh.
Well, think about that, not just that. I mean, and I'll say this, and I get crucified for it all the time. But I think the Buddy Ryan era here was a complete disaster, and was the worst thing that possibly ever happened. You cannot not make a Super Bowl with that freaking defense.
Totally agree.
You can't do that.
Totally agree.
That's what I mean, Anthony. You can't even win a freaking playoff game.
The Rams, the Redskins.
Yeah.
You know, all you did was they threw a 2-deep zone against Randall, and he was done.
That's it, man. You ruined Randall Cunningham.
You didn't ruin him.
No, you ruined Randall Cunningham. You put the shackles on him. You put the shackles on him, man.
Like he didn't develop him.